Hey, what's up you guys? After Reacts here, and today I'm going to be reacting to some more Supergirl. This is season, 5, episode 17. Let's get into the episode. Alright,
Machina has been identified as Lex Luthor. Officers responding. He's been disarmed, but he's still on the premises.
I knew it was him.
That lady on the ground was gonna shoot us, one by one. And that's when Mr. Luthor showed up.
He wrestled the gun from her. It just went off.
You saved them, Mr. Luthor.
What on earth is going on?
Wait a minute. These people all think Lex saved them.
Wasn't Lex the one who put him in here?
Apparently not.
Amy Sapphire was right. Technology is the greatest evil mankind has ever faced. I will continue her work by killing people until the world wakes up from its apathy.
She was an acolyte of Amy Sapphire's. She's been kidnapping Obsidian Platinum users for weeks. Took full responsibility.
This is very weird. Just kind of starts abruptly.
Sure Lex was behind this.
Yeah, we all were.
Lex? A real hero? How could this be true?
What happened to your hope for this? I'm glad you're not being naive.
So much more fun making Superman kill Superman.
You have to get Luthor out of your head, Cal! Who are you?
I hate Kryptonians.
3 months ago, one day post-crisis. Okay.
All right, sir.
So we're having a Lex-centric episode
That
again.
depends.
Interesting.
Am I dead?
Heavens no, sir.
I saved the world.
It's all in a day's work for you, isn't it, Mr. Luthor? Why else would they be awarding you the Nobel Peace Prize?
I didn't just save the world. I made a new world.
Can we go back to where, like, we had Clark? My Clark?
Any chance you've seen my darling sister around? So, the monitor kept his word. Don't worry, Lena. This will just extend your beauty sleep for a few hours while I handle some family business. Sweet dreams. Make sure she ends up in her own home.
By now, you might have heard that my splashy show at ToyCon caused, well, a
Hi,
little
boys.
bit of ruckus.
Just stopping by to examine the ship for the DEO. That's your cue to leave and wait outside. Search for Leviathan. Of course. Show me all of her associates. Stop. I underestimated you, Eve. Give me everything you have on this woman on this earth.
Lex Luthor?
Well, I guess
What
she
are
had
you
a
doing
kid.
here?
I'm here to help you, Miss Tessmacher.
You know my name?
I know a lot more than your name. I know that you're brilliant. I know that Leviathan recruited you to work for them as a spy and an assassin, but you turned them down. So they murdered your father to change your mind. I know that they've forced you to do their bidding by vowing to kill your beloved mother if you dare defy them. And I know that you hate it because you're a good person.
Am I?
You are, Eve. Believe me, I wouldn't be rescuing someone I didn't think was worthy of my time.
Nobody can fight Leviathan.
You're going to have to trust me. Do you think you can do that? Better decide quick, Miss Tessmacher. Stay with them and continue to bloody those pretty little hands, or work with me to destroy the people who stole your life.
I don't want to kill anymore.
Good choice.
So what do you want from me?
Be my partner. Keep working at Leviathan and be my eyes and ears. In return, I promise I'll protect you and that you won't have to do any of this awful, dirty work anymore. I'll do it for you.
I'd be like,
Obsidian North is proud to introduce Platinum, a virtual reality experience that will look, feel, and taste more vivid than real life.
Miss Tessmacher, what is it?
I couldn't get Gamma to take me onto Leviathan's ship. I'm scared.
Forgive me, Eve. I should have used your mind days ago. Please, This is a live feed. Okay, I'm sure you recognize the sweet little house you grew up in. There's your mother baking in the kitchen. But I suspect what you don't recognize is that sedan, or those other two. Those cars belong to ex-Mossad agents that I've hired to guard your mother around the clock.
How can I thank you, Mr. Luther?
Lex, please. And you can thank me after we've found the cold-blooded killer who took your father's life. Your team, Eve.
I do have some good news. I convinced Gamma I would be most useful at Obsidian on the Platinum project.
Well done. You are brilliant.
Well, we do have one small problem. The Luther tech that your sister convinced Andrea Rojas to put into the Platinum infrastructure, it helped solve the biolink when people were getting toxic shock eating virtual food.
I like to refer to that as the lobster problem, or rather, Middle America's desire to be gluttons without calories.
It caused a glitch.
Your fail-safe failed.
I assure you, this glitch will be fixed long before the launch of Obsidian Platinum.
Gotta love the
worry.
camera views.
I found a way to patch the glitch.
That's not a glitch. That's my plan. My colleague is retrieving a code that digitizes the human psyche, enabling us to make someone immortal by uploading their consciousness into a computer. I believe we can reverse the same code and use it against Leviathan. Then Leviathan is immortal no more. But I need an invitation to get onto their ship, which means I need Gamma, or Gemma, if you prefer, to trust me, and trust begins with that glitch.
But if there's a glitch and people are getting stuck, nobody's gonna buy the lenses.
Correct. Leviathan will need to fix it, but they won't be able to because you won't let them. And when Leviathan can't fix it, they'll have to cover it up, and that's where I come in. I will help Gemma with the cover-up.
Once she trusts you, she'll give you an invitation to the ship.
An engraved one. So you need to go back to Obsidian and make sure that glitch does not get fixed or traced back to me or Lena.
Done.
Give me another one. Oh, you know what? Just give me the bottle. My wife is cheating on me.
Tell me about it, man. Maybe I can help.
Lex, my new apartment? It's a dream. When you said that you were getting me a new place, I thought you meant a small studio somewhere.
Well, you're very precious to me, Eve.
No one's ever treated me this way before.
It's time you realize how wonderful you are. But we still have a mission. How is Obsidian?
I've been monitoring all of the beta users, and Richard Bates still hasn't made a move on his wife's virtual lover.
Making her
Not
feel
yet,
special.
because his friend the bartender, who turned out to be an amazing hacker, I might add, won't let him complete his virtual torture chamber until the time is right. And I still need to create trust with Leviathan.
Amy Sapphire. She blames Obsidian's VR for the death of her husband. She threatened Andrea Rojas' life. You're going to warn Gemma to gain Leviathan's trust?
The opposite. We're going to help Amy Sapphire attack Andrea Rojas and blow up Obsidian.
But if anyone attacks Obsidian, Leviathan is going to want me to terminate them.
So I'm noticing something here. Are they just trying to pull the same trick that they did in last season, with like making it seem like Lex was behind everything. Although it worked so well last season because, you know, it was so unexpected and, you know, made sense. But the fact that they're doing it again is kind of weird. Like, it's a bit, I don't know.
Gemma won't ask you to assassinate anybody because I will intervene before she gets the chance. I will offer up Supergirl to protect Andrea and Obsidian. Just make sure that Amy Sapphire gets these gauntlets. They'll make her a worthy adversary for Supergirl. And after Supergirl succeeds in saving Andrea, I will have proven myself to Gemma. And then I will suggest that I roll out Obsidian Platinum worldwide.
Lex, you're brilliant. But beyond that, you are so kind. And I think I'm...
I know, Eve. I feel the same. But we have to stay focused on our goals. Free you from
Playing
them,
her somehow.
avenge your father. Now I have to show you something. Miss Tessmacher, why have you brought me to the world's saddest urgent care center?
People have begun getting stuck in the VR, just like you anticipated. Gemma asked me to look into the glitch. I told her that there was nothing we could do without shutting down the entire system, which can't be shut down thanks to Luther Power Core. She asked Margot to start cleaning things up.
What is a Margot?
Leviathan middle management. And a mean old hack to boot.
Time to set Richard loose. This is a backdoor that will allow Richard Bates to hack into Platinum to get revenge. That'll put welcome eyes on Obsidian's problems as this place starts to fill up with bodies.
Right.
Make sure he gets it. And I have something else.
Can't believe they're just repeating this.
Perfume?
Perfume, poison, potato. What you're holding is the deadliest substance on Earth.
You told me I wouldn't have to kill for Leviathan ever again.
And I always keep my promises. Every single one. That's why I tracked down the man who murdered your father. Just like I said I would.
Who is he?
A Leviathan enforcer. He's in the Peruvian Andes working undercover with an NGO. I suspect because he has a target there.
I should put a bullet in his head.
It's the least he deserves. But we can't go to war with Leviathan. Has to look like an accident. You can handle that, right?
Yes.
Then be quick. I don't expect that he will stay in one place for very long. And nor will I. It's time for me to embark on my world tour, hawking obsidian lenses. The beginning of the end of Leviathan.
You're distracted. What's wrong?
She apologized to her.
Be clear with your pronouns, dear.
Lena apologized to Kara, to Supergirl, for the death of Jeremiah.
I thought you put that behind you.
I did. The assassination of Jeremiah Danvers was the perfect chess move, but for the fact that it maddeningly drove Lena back to Supergirl. And the worst part is that I didn't even see it as a possibility. So yes, Mother, I missed the en passant. I'm missing a lot of things. I'm slipping.
The only thing you're slipping off of is the wagon. So Lena showed the alien a little humanity. What's wrong with that?
It pushes the limit. First, it's an apology. Then it's coffee before work. Next thing you know, they're playing Pictionary. That cannot happen! I know what to do. I'll set up Supergirl.
Well, you already have a plan in place with Leviathan.
I did, but this is better. Why use a nuke to create a catastrophe to draw Leviathan out
set her up
when I
like
can
you
use a
tried to do
sun
last
eater to
season?
turn Lena against Kara Danvers in one stroke?
I asked you if you had the strength of will, and you said yes. This is a display of weakness.
Not weakness, Mother. Inspiration. Checkmate. Ms. Tessmacher, it's time to activate William Day. Make sure your contact gives him the name on the medical bracelet he found. And then, I need you to move the
Of course,
bodies.
it was all on purpose.
Don't you think that it's weird that we're sitting here?
No, I mean, the only permanent thing about life is that things change. The cycle of life goes on, and you still need to eat.
You know what? This book that Lena gave me actually has strikingly similar advice. Things are constantly in flux, arising and passing with each moment.
Well, I still can't believe the fact that she gave you that after everything that happened.
Maybe she's coming around, seeing the light about Lex.
No light about him. That man is
the devil incarnate.
I hope you weren't talking about me.
No,
Lex Luthor. And are these baked goods?
Yes, scones, sticky toffee pudding, and banoffee pie. All my mother's favorite recipes for comfort food. I hope it helps.
Oh my God.
You made all of this?
I didn't want to show up empty-handed, coming here asking for help.
You got a lead.
Wait, you both have been working on this?
Before your father's funeral, Kelly and I were onto this idea that Lex had done something to Obsidian to cause people to get stuck in VR and disappear.
The missing people were wearing obsidian lenses.
And a friend of mine from the NSA found a cluster of users, all at the same address, warehouse. But when I checked, it was empty. Only weird thing was a hospital ID bracelet on the ground. So I checked it for fingerprints. I found one and said it's my buddy at the NSA. Now he just called me back with results while I was baking. Bracelet belonged to Richard Bates.
The same person who hacked Obsidian's failsafe.
And who I beat up in VR.
One and the same. The hospital has no record of a Richard Bates ever being admitted.
Bonnie, I met this girl in VR. I mean, why would anyone want to keep her there?
Organ harvesting.
And if people are getting hurt in Obsidian, we need to find out about it and expose them.
If we find the proof, I'll run the story. It'll be around the globe in minutes.
They're on your tail.
Doesn't matter. Our cloaking technology will cover all our bases from the human eye.
They won't stop until they uncover the truth.
And what is that exactly?
That you and your Leviathan associates are ancient beings who manage humanity's excesses. Don't get me wrong, Gemma, or Gamine, or would you prefer goddess of technology? I approve. Pompeii was spectacular. The Black Plague, intriguing. And your current move, creating an addiction to obsidian platinum, genius. The only problem is your plan is now at risk.
No, it's not. I'll pull up the timeline for our VR global event. It'll be a happening beyond humanity's wildest dreams. A virtual gathering of everyone around the world. No one will want to miss it. And once the masses are in VR, I'll kill them all with a flick of my wrist.
That would be great if you weren't about to be exposed. Obsidian will be shut down. All the lenses returned before you sell the first ticket. You don't have the luxury of time.
What do you propose?
Create fear. It's instantaneous, and I have a specific idea of how to do it. I just need your stealthiest operative.
The brain anatomy of patient 054 remains normal post-non-HRA. The trial continues to exhibit positive results of Q-wave adoption.
Brava. Well, we've always been so meticulous about your data collection. What is that?
I use a Q-wave broadcast to remotely access patients' brain activity. It's being interrupted by an overlapping signal.
How could someone suppress Q waves?
I recognize the signature of this interruption. It's Myriad. Yesterday, I thought I had an honest conversation with Supergirl, and today I find out that she's using Myriad to interrupt my experiments.
That's what your plan was.
The very device she told me was too dangerous for anyone to use.
You saw Supergirl yesterday? I could always just go to the fortress if you'd told me where it was and turn off Myriad before she interferes again.
Now you'll set off the L protocol.
This is a new world, one where Luthors and Kryptonians work together. The fortress security won't be programmed to attack us.
If she's using Myriad, I want to see it for myself. Besides, you at the fortress sounds apocalyptic.
Then let this ride be on me.
She did agree to use this a bit easy.
Lena, what are you doing here?
Jeez, what are you doing here, Supergirl? I thought it was forbidden to use Myriad, but forbidden for anyone but you.
There are people missing, dozens of them, stuck in Obsidian's VR. I have to find them.
There are other ways to find people than Myriad. I can think of 4 off the top of my head, but you do what you want.
What I'm doing is finding people. Your brother disappeared.
Any proof that it was Lex? No, I didn't think so. You just returned to your default position of blaming a Luthor. Oh, you did tell me you treat me like a villain.
If you acted like one, yeah, I did say that. And right now you're trespassing and I don't have time for this. You need to go.
I'll leave when you stop using Myriad.
It's not gonna happen.
Do you think that I was sincere with you yesterday? And I guess you're used to being two-faced.
Why is this taking so long?
It takes several
Why
minutes for
didn't
Myriad
she
to
take,
suppress the Q waves long enough for Jean to see clearly.
John with it? I feel like she should have done that.
What is that?
A sun eater.
It's impossible. The only one in this system is the baby from the Fortress of Solitude.
The sun eater must have absorbed her power.
Okay, well, we need to save her, like now.
We can use a Lexo suit from the DEO. If we recalibrate the suit's internal radiation to 1,000 watts per meter, it will act like a mini sunlight chamber. We'll get it and bring it to the fortress.
Gone.
Jean.
Oh my
Your
god.
brother felt the Q waves on Mars and sent me. My ship is armed with hydrogen weapons we can use to stop the sun eater.
I was not expecting to see you.
Star Wars reference.
I know it, I know. Yeah.
Just came out of nowhere. Wow.
イベントから脱出してオブシディアンプラチナ VR で安らぎを見つけましょう。それでは始めてみましょう。
Oh, heaven to Betsy.
Everyone's just doing it? I feel like, I don't know. Do I want it? I don't know if I want it.
The hydrogen explosive should reduce it to a size that we can contain.
If I can detonate one inside it and saturate it like water with a fire.
I have faith in you, Jean Jones.
Anyone see a sun eater around here?
Supergirl!
We think we can shrink it by detonating this explosive in its core.
Lucky this suit has its own explosives. Missile's hot.
Right on schedule.
Miss Tessmacher!
Lex? A real hero? How can this be true?
If you weren't so obsessed with trying to persecute me, you might see that on this Earth, I've always been the hero. All these people say so, but I guess we're all heroes today, since I'm assuming you and your friends dealt with the big blackout. You're not going to try and pin that on me, are you?
No, I was Leviathan.
The same Leviathan that I told you would be a problem months ago? Perhaps if you listened to me and tried to work with me, we could stop these dangerous organizations before they try to blot out the sun. Do you know what they want or where their base is?
Not yet, but we will.
We're going to stop them.
One of my own, one of Leviathan's most trusted agents.
Margot's death was unfortunate, but she had to die given the breadth of our...
You don't tell me anything. I am a god. You are nothing. Do you understand?
Explain yourself.
The supers were close to finding your comatose souls, so I had to find them first. I moved them and then pinned their existence on someone else. So I connected Margot to Amy Sapphire and divorced her from you and Leviathan. Because of what I did, no one is suspecting Obsidian anymore.
Maybe you were right to kill Margot, but you made a mistake with the disaster. And now the Kryptonian has one of my assassins in her custody.
I underestimated Supergirl and her team. The chaos of the disaster was working until she intervened. But now I know you were right about the global VR celebration. We should implement it immediately. Gather everyone into VR at once for this sparkling distraction. But first, we must kill Supergirl. She will always foil the plan. And a warning, no mere mortal can kill her. Many have tried and failed.
I will not fail.
I'm so glad we finally have a night to spend some time alone as a couple.
A couple?
I've been trying to tell you how I feel. And it's not just because you helped me escape Leviathan. It's because of who you are. How could I not love you?
Oh, Miss Tessmacher. You've
been played.
Sad, silly woman. Of course you love me. What's funny is you thought I could love you back.
No, I don't understand. We're a team. We're meant to be together. We're destined to
We're destined. On another world, in another life, we knew each other very well. And in that life, you said you loved me too. You distracted me. You made me weaker. That's not happening this time, honey. I feel nothing for you. I saved you because you were useful. I needed a spy inside Leviathan. Oh, and as for your mother, she's still in danger, but from me. Those cars I showed you, the men in them are just waiting to pull the trigger if you ever betray me. But I would think twice about that. That man you killed in the Andes didn't murder your father. I never bothered to find out who knocked off your old man. No, the man you murdered is Supergirl's father. Oh, that's good. I have video of you killing him, by the way. Defy me and I'll pass it on. Believe me, you do not want to be on the wrong side of those laser eyes.
You are worse than Leviathan.
Not worse. Better. Hate to say I told you so, but it all went according to plan. Lena's back on my side. Leviathan is set to kill our enemies, and I'm set to wipe out Leviathan. And I did it my way.
Now you've got to fucking pinpoint where the bloody fortress is.
Ah, screw it.
Hey, what's up you guys? Quick interruption here. As you are no doubt aware, these past few years have been tough on all of us. And there are some things that none of us can hide from. The cost of living, for instance, food and things like electricity, gas, and water have all gone up and they continue to go up. Now, I don't really like to advertise this, but in order to afford keeping the lights on, the camera running, and to be able to provide you guys with new content like this very edit, for example, I feel I need to let you guys know about how you can help support the channel and myself. I have a Patreon that if you pledge to, you're helping support the channel, and in return, you can get a vast amount of content that you wouldn't regularly get on YouTube, such as full unedited reactions to my regular content, a ton of other shows and movies that you probably don't even know that I've reacted to. A link to this can be found in the description below, and it really does help the channel by keeping me and my very cute cats alive. Think of the cats. If you're interested, you can also check out our website, which is also linked below. Perhaps there's some shows and movies there that you didn't even know that I reacted to, but you always wanted to see. Please know, pledging is entirely your own choice, of course. You're welcome to stay here on YouTube and wait for the edits to come out. No worries. I'm not going anywhere. More edits are coming. I understand not everyone is in the position to support creators, but any help is welcome. Anyways, thank you for your continued support, whether it's through YouTube or on Patreon. You guys are the best. Now please, enjoy the rest of the video. Alrighty, well that was season 5, episode 17 of Supergirl. Very Lex heavy episode. I feel like this was just kind of like a retooling of the same episode we had last season, showing, you know, Lex putting all these pieces together and stuff like that. I don't think it is as effective for the reasons I stated earlier, just because it was like, it's already been done before. I don't know. Still pretty decent. Everything fell into his hands. Yeah. Curious how, you know, this is all gonna wrap up. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.